And welcome, everyone, to another installment of Magic Pod Squad. Dante Markelle, George Galante, Jake Chapman, who does a great job on the Magic Audio Network. Kind enough to join us now is our guest, Markelle Fultz. And Markelle, I couldn't believe this when I looked at it. Of course, I know this. You're 7? You got to be kidding me. 25 years old and you're 7? That can't be right, can it?
I know, it's crazy. It seemed like it flew by, and it's kind of weird when everyone's walking around calling you a vet and you're still 25 years old, So, but I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. I've had my years. I've done my due diligence of going through my ups and downs. So I'll take it.
What's worse? Is it doing preseason games, or is it when your PR guy says you got to do a podcast with him? What is more difficult?
I'll say preseason games.
This
is the easy part.
That's why Markelle.
For a vet, though, going into year 7, those preseason games, can you believe we used to do 8 of these? How great is it now that it's 4? And preseason can be a grind, can't it?
See, look, I was actually excited for this preseason because, as you know, I've had my amount of injuries, so I've never really been able to do a full preseason. So this was kind of like my first full preseason. So I kind of had my nerves going, just excited just to be able to play and get a rhythm with these guys and our new guys. So it definitely. The one thing I will say, being in year 7, it went past pretty fast. I don't know if it was because other times I was rehabbing and this time I was actually playing, but I feel like it flew by. And I can't believe that we did play 8. 8 is a lot. 8 games is a lot.
Eight's a lot. You're exactly right. That 4th game happened 4 times when we played 8 games. Hey, listen, Mark, I want to ask you this, and then I know I want to open it up to these guys too. But as far as this, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. This media day, this training camp, there was a different, you already know I'm wrong. There was a different, quiet, sneaky confidence about Markelle Fultz, and I don't know what it is. Am I wrong, Markelle? You seem to be in a really good place, not that you weren't before, but you seem you almost seem like everybody's about to find out something that I know going into this season. What is that? Am I right? Tell me what that is.
I think you're absolutely right. I think that just, again, being able to have a full, healthy offseason, it just builds my confidence even more. And just, like I said, being available, I think that's one of the biggest things for me is just being available. And I think everything else will take care of itself. But I'm just super excited for what we have to come this year. I think the group of guys that we have with the coaching staff and everybody else in the building, I think that, we're going to wake a lot of people up. I'm not going to say shock, but we're going to wake a lot of people up. I think a lot of people are still sleeping on the Magic. And I think that everybody's really, really, really ready to put our name out there and make it last and make it stay.
Markelle, not only is this your 7th year in the league, it's now going to be your 5th year in Orlando, which also blows my mind. Is it part of it, your confidence going in that you're just comfortable? I mean, this is a long time for somebody to be in one place.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I call this place my home. I love it here. The weather's amazing. The people are even better. And it's funny you say that. I was going through, getting ready for practice, and I'm kind of like, you kind of thinking like, all right, what's going to happen in practice? And you kind of not seeing the same thing, even though I had different coaches, but like, I'm like, all right, I've been here, like you said, for 5 years. It ain't nothing too much new that I'm going to see that's going to throw me off. So like, it's almost just getting in that routine of what I need to get done and what I need to happen. But it kind of comes easy. I know my routes. I know exactly what time I need to leave the house to get to the arena early or get there whenever time I need to get there. And I know when rush hour is going to be. So it's almost like, it makes me a lot more comfortable. It makes me feel a lot better, waking up every morning, knowing what's going on around me and my surroundings, and also knowing the city and just the love that I have for the city. So it's very dope.
Markelle, at 25, how old do Jet and Anthony make you feel? And will you share an instance at any point? I mean, we get older and they stay the same age, man. 19 years old is young once you get to your point.
Man, it's just crazy. I think even with last year with Paolo coming in and being here in 2000, was born. I'm just, even though I was 1998 and I'm still young, I'm just like 2000, hearing somebody born, 2000 above is like, it's crazy. And it really hits me that, now I see what my parents are talking about. Enjoy it while you can, and it's like, it flies, man. It flies by. And like I said, having kids as well, seeing them grow up and as fast as they are, it really just gives me a different appreciation for where I'm at. And also knowing that I was just in their shoes and knowing what they're going through, I think it gives me a different perspective on, what it's like coming in, rather than, when I was first coming in and having the thoughts that I had and having the feelings that I had coming into practice, you know, being nervous and just having your first NBA practice and having your first NBA game and having your first NBA preseason. You know, it's a lot of pressure, but I just try to make those guys comfortable. And also being young, you know, I can really relate, you know, not that I'm too far ahead, but it really puts me in perspective of just, you know, life and how it works and just, you know, cherish every moment.
Think about when you came into the league and some of the guys that took you under their wing. I mean, do you kind of offer that first? Do you wait for guys to come up and ask you questions, or, you know, all the things that you've seen? Do you kind of get to these young guys first and offer them encouragement and kind of show them the ropes, or how do you play that out as a vet?
And do you make them call you Mr. Fultz to come up and talk to you first?
Yes, I would.
I don't make them call me Mr. Fultz. I don't think I'll do that just yet. Not just yet, but you know, I really just try to be there for them. I don't really, you know, put pressure on. I want them to feel comfortable to come ask me any question. But if there's anything that I can feel like I can help them, whether it's off the court, whether it's on the court, you know, I always want to be there for them as a brother. You know, I feel like this game is bigger than basketball, and I think a lot of people miss that and they forget about that. And I just want them to know that as well. Like, this game is going to be more than just on the court. You know, I want to be able to feel like they can come over to my house to kick it. You know, feel like my mom, you know, my mom stays here. Y'all see my mom a lot. You know,
yeah, right.
My mom is like their mom. If they ever need a home cooked meal, if they need anything, you know, our family's really, you know, arms open and being there for them, because at the end of the day, I know what it's like to be somewhere in the city, maybe alone or just with whoever you have living with you. And I want them to know that, you know, they have someone who actually cares about them. You know, I care about more than just basketball. And as the game goes along, you know, I'm always going to try to help them. Like, you know, I try to make plays for others. I try to do whatever we need to do to win. And in order to do that, we're going to need everybody from the first guy to the last guy. So I just try to be there in any way, both mentally, you know, both on the court and off. So
that's great.
So do you feel how do I phrase this one? Maybe I'll just go to the next question. The decision this year when you came back from the summer and then we see a new haircut.
Yeah.
Markelle. And I said to Dante right away, I go, that's a business cut right there.
That's a business cut too. I thought that too.
Business right now. Was there anything to go into the haircut, or are you just going to tell me just was time for a change? I got tired of
it was
and everything else.
No, it was a lot, actually. It's funny you say that. I mean, it was a combination. One, I was tired of sitting in hair salons for 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, trying to get my hair done.
Is that how long it would take?
Yeah, it normally took like 3 hours. If I go to a hair salon, it took like 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't know how women do it. You know, I commend them on that, but you know,
I don't know how you did it. If I had to tell my wife I was peacing out for 3 hours, there'd be no chance.
Exactly. See, sometimes it was good because you get away from the kids a little bit, you know. So sometimes I use it to my advantage, but at the same time, with our schedule, you know, with practice and everything, I didn't really have time to go sit and get my hair done for 3 hours. So that was a small part, but like you said, I just wanted to come with a new hairdo. I felt like it was time for a change. I felt like it was more business, you know, and I felt like no one's seen me with my hair like this. I haven't had my hair cut like this since probably 8th grade. So I just felt like, you know, it was just showing maturity, a different look, a different mindset coming into the season. I feel like it's a year of a narrative change for me. That's something I've been saying with my family around the house. It's just time for a narrative change, and it's time for me to set the tone and really, you know, come like you guys said. You see me walking a little bit different. You see a confidence that I have, that I not only believe in myself, but my teammates and the surrounding people around us. So it was a combination of both, but I still have my hair. You know, I might pull a Jimmy Butler, put it back in, you know, mid-season, pull a little trick. But no, I think it was just really just me locking in and showing how serious I am about the season.
Wait, you're gonna slide back into a high top fade a little bit?
Yeah, I got it. I got all my dreads in the bag just in case. You know, people put other people's hair in. Why can't I put my own hair back in?
Of course,
there was a lot. You put a lot into that. You put a lot of time and energy into that. As Markelle, I asked you at media day if you still, because I had a man bun for years, and when I took it off, I woke up in the morning and I would always go back. Is that still? It's kind of like a shadow. It's still there, right?
It's definitely. I have good and bad days. You know, some days I'm just so glad I don't have it. You know, I sleep a lot better. I don't have to worry. It's very low maintenance. I just got to get a haircut, you know, every other week. And I definitely have some moments where, you know, I see old videos and old pictures, or I see somebody else, and sometimes I'm like, dang, I miss my hair. And then there's other times I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to go through that, you know. So it goes both ways, but I'm very happy with where I'm at and how I feel.
See, I'm the opposite. Everybody told me, good thing you got rid of that. It was unanimous that it was a good move. Hey, real quick, how happy were you for Cole with the news yesterday? The extension, he's going to be here. He got his payday. All good things.
Man, I'm super excited. You know, and I was kind of talking to Cole before he signed and just telling him, like, man, it's very rare to come past that as a small guard and just, anybody, just to be able to extend your career. Most guys 3 years, 4 years, and that's really it. So I want everyone to win. I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to get paid, but to know that Cole has a home here, and whatever happens after is, I just wish many more blessings. But I know I'm super excited for him. I'm happy that he gets a chance to continue to grow and continue to help us grow and continue to do his thing, and for him to be rewarded after, all the things he's done over the few years, I wish that for everyone, and I'm super excited.
Well, and Markelle, you're part of it too. Yours is a little different. So the team can negotiate with you the entire season. So is that something? What's your thoughts on that?
That was funny. Yeah. That was funny. I had a lot of people asking like, "Yo, what happened with you?" I'm like, "Look, I'm a vet now, so I get a little bit more time than other people." So I'm just really excited. I love Orlando. I'm just going to continue to take care of my business. I know my agent's doing a great job of negotiating and doing things, and I know that part is going to take care of itself. I'm just happy to be on the floor. I'm just happy to be playing healthy, be healthy. And I know I'm a winning player. I know I can help my team win in many ways. And I know that everything else will take care of itself. So as we go into the season, all I'm worried about is Wednesday and going to get these wins and making it to the playoffs. And I just want to win with these guys, man. I know that it's very rare to have a team like this coming from different teams and the unique, no matter what happens, even if things do go perfect, you're still going to have some guys that might have to leave some guys. It's very hard to keep a group of guys together. So I just want to cherish this moment. Like I said, I don't take anything for granted. So I'm more focused on that. And I know that would be, I'm blessed. I've been extremely blessed in my career. And I know that, I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be on the floor playing basketball.
Well, and you know this, Markelle, but I want people listening and watching to know, people in the NBA last year, okay, this is all NBA guards, every guard in the NBA, 60 games, 50% from the floor, 14 points, and 5 assists. How many guys do you think did that, Markelle? How many NBA guards would you say did that? Right? As you hear that, probably not many, right?
Yeah, I don't think many.
It was you, DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Wow,
pretty good company.
Yeah, that's great company.
So all that to say, you're coming off the best year of your career. I mean, it was career highs all the way across the board, but it was also efficient. It was also it wasn't just, hey, let me go get 25 every night. It was what the team needed. How would you assess what you did last year and what you want to do this year?
I think that last year, especially missing those first 25 games, and always my mindset is just to do whatever the team needs to win, whether that's passing out water bottles while I'm on the bench, whether that's playing defense, whether that's diving for a loose ball, whether that's scoring 20 points, whether that's getting 10 assists. My mindset has always been help my team win in any way possible. And that's still my mindset today. I'm not a guy that goes to chase points just to say he scored points. I'm not a guy that goes to chase assists to just say I got assists. I love the game of basketball and I love winning. So at the end of the day, I want to be there for my teammates and be available, but just go out there and compete at a high level. I think with doing that, is being smarter, being more vocal. And I just want to keep showcasing my talent. I have so much untapped potential and untapped skills that I've yet to show that I know with availability, that's going to continue to show. And like I said, everything else is going to take care of itself. And I just want to be there. I want to help this team win. I think we have a very special group. I believe that we are very talented and have a chance to do something very, very special. And I just want to make sure we get there. And I think that with that comes with leadership and holding people accountable and holding myself accountable. And I think as long as I do that and everyone else does that as well, I think we're going to do really good. We're going to do really good.
Markelle, obviously we have almost the same group coming back as we've had last year and even almost the year before. So is there anything that you're trying to do going into this season that's different to help us get to that next step that we all think we can get to?
Yeah. Well, just being available, I think that's the first biggest one.
That's number one. That's job.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest thing. And I think with that, like I said, I think it's the accountability part. I think that we're all in a place, like you said, we've been with each other for almost going on 3 years now, that we should be able to talk to each other about anything that's going on in the game. And that's what we need in order to get to where we're trying to go. We can't have guys missing assignments or even doing something good and we don't acknowledge it. I think that in order for us to get to where we need to go, we need to have that open communication, not only with coaches, but with each other to be able to push each other forward. And I think that we're all ready for that challenge. I feel like you guys can see it with everybody. It's just a different maturity in the locker room and in the gym where we believe, we got a small sample size last year, even with the bad start, to almost make the playoffs. And I think we all want that and we're all hungry for it. So I think it's gonna be fun. It all starts with coming with a great start. You know, like you said, that first 25 games hurt us, and we've seen that, so we know how important it is to start. But with that, we can't die off. We got to make sure we beginning, middle, and end of the season we keep going all the way through until we get to the playoffs and keep going.
Markelle, tell me about Arnie Kander, the new vice president of player performance. He could be a big sort of secret weapon, eh?
Yeah, I don't want to tell too much about him, but Arnie's unbelievable, man. Just his vibes, his energy that he brings to the team, his experience, with his championship teams that he's been a part of, but also just his knowledge of being basketball minded. I think that that's one of the biggest changes that we made this year. And you can talk to almost any guy from top to bottom. I guarantee you that Arnie's one of the best guys they've been around, and not just the stuff that he knows, but just the person he is. When you're around Arnie, you automatically, he makes everyone feel love. He makes everyone feel like they're someone. And that's something that I carry in myself that I try to do walking around. But to have someone who's been through, the ups and downs and actually been on successful teams, that's always a plus. That's always a plus to have. And he's done a great, unbelievable job of helping us with recovery, helping us with managing our bodies, making sure that we have the proper energy and things that we need, resources, whether that's having games in the recovery room so we can be together and have that, chemistry off the court, to giving you medicine that you never even thought of, or a remedy that you never even could think of that can help you with a sickness, and I think it's just a small thing that's going to help you get over, once you're a really good team, is really paying attention to the small details. And that's something that he prides himself on.
He told me about this. He told me about the recovery pool. Sorry. He told me about the recovery pool smoothies,
the salt,
and then the sprinklers and and now he's hitting you guys with water while you're floating around getting smoothies. I mean, that is it's just like next level stuff.
No, man, he's insane. And he makes it fun. It's not like something where you're like, oh, I got to do recovery. He brings an aspect to it where you never know what's going to happen. And it's some stuff that I've never seen before, that I never even thought of doing, but it's something that's very little that's like, oh, wow, like I can just do this every day and it's going to help me feel. And you can feel it. It's not something that, like, most of the time when you try something, you might not feel it. Like most of the stuff that he's giving you, you feel right away. And it's like, it makes you want to keep doing it. You get addicted to it.
That's awesome.
How are you feeling with the music in the back there, Markelle? Because for years I've walked by, it's mostly pop, like whatever you guys are into at the time, right? Like a lot of current stuff. Yeah. I walked by the other night for the first time. I got a little Lionel Richie. Man. I got some El DeBarge.
Throwbacks.
I had some. Okay. It was all throwbacks.
He's gonna keep the throwbacks. So that's one thing about Arnie. You're gonna hear throwbacks, and that's how you know Arnie's there. But it also gives you a sense of like calmness. Like you almost like, wow, because whether you like, I know it a little bit. Like a lot of the songs that we hear today in rap or whatever is usually samples from old. So when you start hearing, you think it's gonna be a song that you know, and then you're like, oh, this is the original beat or the original, song to it. So that's one thing that Arnie is. I love him for it. It's something that's really dope. He gets the vibes going, whether it's in a weight room, whether it's when we're calming down, off the court. And it's really dope. It's something that, sometimes every once in a while you might laugh and be like, what are we listening to? But then you realize everybody just ends up bopping their head and just flowing and just moving smooth. So those one of the things, like I said, the small thing that makes a big difference.
Are you getting educated? Like, is there any song that's come on and you're like, wait a second, that's
it's been a few, and I'm like, who is this? And I'm like, I didn't even know that. It's been I got to see. I got one on my phone, my other phone that he sent me that I really liked, and it just stuck with me. I was singing it after. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. I'm just singing it, but that's my goal. I'm actually gonna try to learn at least 3 songs before the year's over.
Nice.
Hey, how glad are you that your daughter's so young? You don't have to spend all that money on Taylor Swift tickets. Those things are
right. I know.
It's a great show. Don't get me wrong. It's a great show, but you'd be out a lot of money right now.
Yeah, I'll be down bad. I'll have to tell her, we're going to have to stream it on something, YouTube or something. Luckily, she likes Moana right now, so we can just keep that on repeat for her. Yeah. That's how
it works. Hey, tell us about, there's so much interest, obviously, in this entire team, and you mentioned it. There's a buzz in town. I know you feel it. I know everybody feels that they're excited for this thing to start. And I think it starts with all of you guys being healthy, which is fantastic. But, we saw Paolo for a year. He wins Rookie of the Year. We saw him in Team USA, right? We're following him, Franz as well, playing overseas. But, Paolo seems to be all about business too. He does. Yeah. Is there a lighter side of Paolo? Tell us kind of about the Paolo, the Paolo that you've gotten to know here over the last.
Man, Paolo is just really mature, man. That's another, like I said, I think he's 20, about to turn 21. And you would never think that just by the way he carries himself, the way he's on the court and off the court, but he definitely has a playful and a joyful side. You know, he jokes around. He spends a lot of time with his friends. He's actually really good at 2K. I gotta give him his credit where it's due. That's why I also realized I was getting old. You know, I played him in 2K. I think New Orleans preseason on the road. You know, I felt like I played a game a lot before my kids, and I felt like I was a gamer. And this dude, when I tell you he beat me bad, I was trying not to get beat by 21 the whole game, and he was making every shot. I realized that I'm getting a little old, and I got to work. I got to either give up the game or I got to work a little harder. So I got to make that business decision. But yeah, P is just a good dude, man. He's easy to be around. You know, he's not one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm the number one pick. You know, you can't kick it with me. And for him to be like that at such a young age, and to feel like, you know, you can talk to him and almost be relatable, it's dope. And it's honestly a very dope thing to see a guy that, like, a once in a lifetime talent, dude. This guy is humongous at 20 years old, going on 21. And I only can think about how he's going to be when he's 25, when he's 24. That's what I think about. Like, when he continues to grow, continue to figure out more about his body, continue to come into his manhood. And I'm just dope. Like I said, I got a chance to be able to play with someone like that.
Now, you're talking about all these guys that are making you feel old. Does Joe Ingles make you feel young?
Man. Oh, yeah.
Joe, always just go back to Joe and be like, okay, but I'm 25 again. It's good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, Joe. Yeah. I think Joe just turned 36 in the preseason, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, 36? One, that's amazing for him to still be hooping. But two, I'm just like, 36, he's going to be kicking it with the coaches more than us, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like,
well, I'm not going to lie to you. For 9 years, I thought he was 36. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to.
But Joe is amazing, man. He brings a different type of energy to the team, the trash talking to everyone. I think the practices have been the most chippy that they've been since I've been in Orlando, in a good way. You know, it's been like, we're really competing. We're really talking smack to each other. It's like we almost want to get in fights in practice, but at the same time, we need that. We need that in order for us to grow and get better, you know. And I think that it's the perfect amount where we're pushing each other every day, but we also know that we have each other's back, and we know which each person is capable of when we get in those situations. So I love Joe, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of assists off him, and I can't wait to play with him as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I think, Markelle, tell us about your YouTube channel. I noticed something on social media the other day. I haven't seen a ton of mixtapes and highlight reels and you interacting with people, but what's going on with the YouTube channel, and what can we expect? We'd love to follow along.
Yeah, I just decided that it was time for me to create a YouTube channel, and it's just my name, at Markelle Fultz. And I really just want to be able to motivate people. I also want to create a platform for, you know, fans and people all over the world to know that you can, you know, do anything that's possible. You know, I just want to really show a little bit more about my life, show a little bit more about what I do daily, and just hopefully, you know, reach anyone who's looking to look forward to it. You know, I'm gonna have content on, you know, road trips. I'm gonna have content on my shoes that I wear, you know, a whole bunch of different stuff. And I just really want to show a little bit behind the scenes of what I do. You know, I'm private, but I'm not. You know, I do a lot of stuff in the community in Orlando and just all over. And I think that I just want to shine a little light on, you know, more stuff that I'm doing. And I think it's a dope way to access this, but it's something new that I'm trying. So it's I just hope everybody goes and subscribe and really likes it.
What's the feedback been? I think people would be all fired up to see that.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think my first video on there was from my camp from this summer, my third annual camp. And we had a great turnout. And I think that it's been pretty good. I think I've been getting a lot of subscribers, a lot of videos. And I know a lot of people are excited, you know, again, just to see more about, you know, what goes on in my life and what I go through and everything that I've been doing. So I think that it's been dope. I've been getting a lot of good, you know, good comments, good returns. So I'm gonna keep it going. It's gonna be something that I gotta get comfortable with, but I definitely want to, you know, get access to my fans and let them be able to see a little bit more about me.
I always find it funny. We know players improve year after year and right up until the end of their career, but we never seem to give credit to coaches and front office personnel for improving. And Coach Mosley now headed into year 3. I'm sure he's a little bit different than he was in year 1. How have you seen him kind of grow as a leader, especially of this group in particular?
Man, he's been great. I mean, he's been great since the start, but I think he's just gaining more confidence. As far as in his players, you know, he builds more confidence in us. He's letting us really run the show in the sense of we're the ones out there in the time of what's going on, and he wants us to take that torch because he knows that at the end of the day, when we get in those situations, he doesn't want to be the guy that's calling the plays. He wants us to feel comfortable enough and know what's going on so we can make adjustments on the fly. And I think that's one thing that he's really keeping us on. But like I said in the beginning, the accountability part, I think that he's really, really honing in on holding us accountable. And even if it's the smallest details, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen, like, in training camp when he's talking about our locker room and the training room, and he's really hitting the small details. It's something as small as that, making sure we clean up after each other. But I think that he's really honing in on the accountability part and holding everyone's feet to the fire. And that's what we really need as a coach from, like I said, from the top to bottom. And it's not only him. We got assistant coach doing it as well. But more importantly, we're starting to have each other being able to talk to each other, pull each other aside, and then also feeling comfortable enough to be able to go to him and feel comfortable enough to talk to him about anything. He has an open door policy where we can go talk to him about anything. And he makes it easy for us to talk. I know me personally, I've had conversations. He always checks on me, and I talk to him all the time. We joke around sometimes, but I know that he has, the best interest, not only as, basketball player, but as young men and men growing in this business and life. So that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to everyone else. And I know the young guys might not see it right now, but it's something that I know they will appreciate. Like I said, it's very rare to come past a team like this, and it starts from the coaching.
Yeah. I want to, and listen, we're hearing that word accountability a couple of times from you. We heard it from Coach. We've heard it through training camp and media day from everybody. And it's not to make light of the last couple of years, because the last 2 years you've been trying to build and try to know what you had, right? You got to give guys an opportunity. But it seems like maybe some of the things that were okay the last couple of years, some of the mistakes that we tell us what's changed as far as that goes. What are we asking of you guys this year that's different?
Yeah, it's just like you said, the mistakes that we made last year, we can't make this year. It can't be that, and not even really that. Just as we go into the season, we can't keep making the same mistakes. It's just like as you get older, you can't keep making the same mistakes and say you're growing and maturing. As you get older, once you make one mistake, you learn from it, and you know moving forward, we can't beat ourselves at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of times we beat ourselves by whether it's turnovers, whether it's not boxing out, whether it's missing free throws, whether it's doing the things that we can control and not doing those each night. And that's something that if we want to be the team that we all believe that we can be, we can't have that happen this year, whether it's, like I said, turnovers, whether that's coming late to practice, whether that's not telling your buddy when he mixed the assignment, and those are things that we need in order to grow. And I think that we all are ready to be held to those standards and be held accountable for those things. And it's just what's going to need to happen in order for us to reach where we need to reach, because we have the talent, we have everything that we need. And I feel like that's the last thing.
All right, listen, last thing. And then if you guys got something, but last from me, nationally, there seems to be some love coming to Orlando, right? There's some, I don't want to say expectations, right? I think there's a lot of people that feel you are a playoff team, and I'd love to know how you feel about that and what you think this team can do this year. I think it's great.
Did you hear him you heard him on media day?
I did. He's embracing it. He's embracing it.
I think that for the people that believe in us, I think that, it's about time. I think that, we've been believing. Even last year, we believe we were high. I think that injuries hurt us a lot, but we believe we can beat any team. It's not one team in the NBA that we don't believe that we can go in and our guys can match up against their guys. We're not saying it's going to be easy, but we believe in the work that we put in. We believe that the chemistry that we have and the camaraderie that we have is going to get us there. And like I said, the maturity and the hunger and the chip on the shoulder that we have for all the people that didn't say or don't count us in. And that's what drives us, and I think that's what keeps us going, keeps us locked in. I think we're gonna be going far. I don't think this is over, big expectations. I think that this is something that we're capable of. I don't think that it's something that I don't see why we were not in the playoffs and making our way out the playoffs. It's not just to make it to the playoffs. I think we can win in the playoffs and go far. And man, I've never been on a team this talented, with this many guys. I play with a lot of talented guys, but to have, this many interchangeable guys from top to bottom, I don't think I've ever been on a versatile team like this.
That's awesome.
That's
high praise.
Now, Dante.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go right now. Well, Jake, you got to get some rest. Jake's got a 5-month-old girl. 5-month-old girl. You got any advice for him in that 5-month range?
Hey, just be ready to change the diapers. You got to find your ways for the naps, but it's tough, man. It's tough. And when they say enjoy it, really enjoy it, because once they start moving, you always wish, I feel like for myself, you wish you like, I can't wait till they can walk when they can do it on their own. But once they start walking, then they don't stop, and then they start running. And then you're like, hey, don't jump off of that. Don't do that. But just enjoy it. I think it's really dope. It's a dope experience. And my kids have been truly a blessing. Every time I come home, it's just, they feel like I've been gone for 2 years, the way they're so excited to see me. And I just cherish those moments, especially with the schedule that we have and how much we're gone. It's truly a blessing. But I know you have a girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to have your heart. My daughter has my heart. My son, he's rough, but my daughter, she is, I can't say no. I say yes to everything. Even when she's wrong, I'm just like sitting there smiling and can't help it.
I'm a puddle around her, but that's good. That's good veteran advice, because I keep saying that same thing. I can't wait till she can talk. I can't wait till she can walk. She's going to think I'm so funny and this and that. And everybody who knows keeps telling me, appreciate this while you got to appreciate this, because when they start, it's going to start being a lot of talk back. It's going to be a lot of running. You're going to be like, I don't know if I wanted them to go this fast, but it's a dope process.
Listen, all three of you need to slow down, because I got one getting ready to leave the house. I got another one who just got in the car. I would kill to be back where you guys are right now.
I know.
To tell you that.
That's what I already know. I can't. That's all I think about now too. It's just like, they're not going to want to kick it with me no more. No, like, they're not going to want to chill with daddy and just sit here and watch, give me kisses. Because my son's kind of already like that. He all independent on his iPad. I'm like, dang, you don't want to lay up with me no more. He has his moments, but it's like it happens fast. They get their own personality and it goes.
Well, now my oldest just turned 10, and now I get a fist bump when I drop her off at school. Fist bump. I used to get hugs and kisses and all that. But you know what I do? You know what I threaten her with? I'll take away this jersey. Yeah. She wears this thing everywhere. I will take this away if you don't hang out with Dad.
I like that. Some leverage. You got some leverage.
I got some leverage. She loves that. That's awesome. Well, you're all of our favorite player, Markelle. We can't wait for you to have a great season. Listen, this is going to be a fun team. Go have fun with it and surprise everybody, and all of us will be here cheering you on. I think you're going to do something extraordinary this year. We can't wait to see it.
No, it's amazing. It's always a pleasure coming on the podcast, and I appreciate you guys having me. And it's going to be a great season. I'll see you during the year.
All right, look forward to it. Markelle Fultz for Dante Marchitelli, George Galante, and Jake Chapman. Let's have a great season. We'll see you next week on Magic Pod Squad.